Me and my friend Jacob are doing a thing where we recreate each other's makeup looks. I sent him this look right here, and he sent me this. And so I decided to make a video about it because I only made one YouTube video and it's kinda ass, but that's okay. And after this video where I recreate his look, I'll give a tutorial on how I did the look I sent him, if y'all want. I'm probably gonna do it anyway because it's girl vacation and I'm bored. Anywho, let's get started. I just wanted to say that I had a little ghetto rigged camera and I'm sorry about the angles. So as you can see, I already did my eyebrows. They a little rough, but it's okay. And now I'm gonna start by priming my lids with my usual concealer. This one is by Black Radiance. It's their True Complexion Corrector. I'm just gonna stamp that product in. Now I'm just gonna take some of my under eye powder. I use the Maybelline Fit Me. I'm gonna use that to set my lids. Before I didn't set my lids, but I tried it once and I liked my results way better. So now that's what I do. Okay, so now that we're all primed and set, we are going to get into the look. For this look, I'm going to be using the James Charles palette. Sorry, I covered my mouth. The James Charles palette. And I'm going to be using the shade T and a fluffy brush. I'm going to put that all in my crease and bring it really high up. See, I'm going to go really high up, making sure to diffuse it. I'm going to bring that all the way to my inner corner as well. In Jacob's picture, it looked like, ew. It looked like this was just a transition shade and wasn't really prominent in the whole look. So I'm gonna make sure it's light, but it's still diffused. So everything looks well blended and cute. Now I'm gonna take a denser brush. It's still kind of fluffy, but it's a bit more dense. I'm gonna take the shade Boutique and I'm gonna put that as my next shade. In his picture, this kind of looked like the star of the show. Even though this whole look is kind of dramatic, to me, what really stood out was this shade Boutique. It was kind of like a little kind of pink moment peeking through on a really dark smoky look, and I kind of like that. Now I'm debating if I should use concealer for my cut crease because a lot of the looks I do when I do a cut crease, I don't even cut with concealer first. I kind of just really get to spraying on my brush and I really pack on the glitters like the look I sent him. I did not cut my crease at all. But it still kind of is a cut crease, you know? So I'll be right back when I'm done with the other eye. Okay, so I went back and forth with T and Boutique and I was blending. I was getting a little messy and a little bit carried away. So I went in with some makeup remover and kind of cleaned up the edges. And I know that's kind of off from his look because his was very diffused and kind of had more of a circular shape on the tail, but it is what it is. Anywho, we're gonna go in with the next shade, which is Benny, and we're gonna put that in our outer V, really at the most, and a little bit in our crease. So I'm gonna take a little bit. This is kind of more, it's a fluffy kind of flat brush. You can see it's stained. It's terrible, really. And I'm just gonna put that in, and I'm gonna be really careful with the shade because I don't want it to overtake the whole look. And I'm going to be really careful when blending, making sure not to go too high and cover up all of that shade Boutique, because I really like that shade and I like the way it peeks through and has kind of a pinkish, kind of brownish look to it. So now that I have Benny all up in my outer V, I'm going to use my concealer to cut my lid. So what I like to do is I like to place a little bit of concealer onto my eyelid like this, from my inner corner and up to where I would like my cut to stop. And then I will look up and that will leave the impression that I'm looking for. And I'll continue to add a little bit more concealer where I would like my cut to be. Okay. And I'm gonna go in and make sure that cut is nice and round. Just like that. I will then take that same brush I used to initially apply my concealer to prime, and I will stamp that just so I can get rid of any excess concealer. And I'll also stipple it a little bit so that those edges are kind of diffused and blended. Now that my creases are cut, I'm going to take the shade Wig, which is a shimmery gold, and I'm going to use my setting spray to add an extra kick to that shimmer. Ooh, that was not cute. And I'm just going to place it all where I had that concealer. And I'm not very good at following the edges. Like I said, I don't usually cut on my cut creases. I kind of just freehand it because I know how I like it. And I just really actually follow the shape of my natural crease. But today we're gonna do it the way Jacob does it because we're recreating his look. Where is it? I'm gonna take more of Benny, just a tad bit more, and I'm gonna tap off all the extra. I'm going to lightly diffuse the edges of the cut crease. I don't know why I talked in so many syllables. I'm awkward like that. That's awkward actually for you. So I'm gonna keep on gently diffusing these edges until it's nice and blended the way I like it. Okay, so I did liner and lashes off camera. I tried to find a pair of lashes that matched his as best as I could. It looked like they were very full, but also had lots of gaps and spikes. So I don't really know, but I like these and they're cute. I would have done a wing because I love wings, but Jacob did not. And so we are going to move on to my face. I prime using the e.l.f. Poreless Face Primer because you might be able to tell I have huge pores. And I want to try the Milk Hydro Grip, but we don't talk about her. We can't use her. She is too sticky for me, and I need something that's going to cover up my pores. So I'm just gonna rub this in all over my face because my whole face is very pore-esque. And I'm gonna rub it into my forehead, all around. Careful of my eyebrows. Okay. Very gentle rub, not being too tough. Okay. So, have here the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop primer. It may look a little dark in this light, but when I get outside, it matches a lot better. I'm using the shade Walnuts, and I'm just gonna start blending my foundation in. Now I'm just gonna take my concealer to highlight, and I'm gonna blend that out with a beauty blender. Let me wipe this off first. Okay, so I like to highlight right under my eyes, of course. I'm gonna do my triangles. So under my eyes, on my forehead. Ooh, that was a lot on the forehead. That's fine. I'm gonna do a line down my nose. That's a little crooked, so we're gonna straighten her out. Okay. And then above my lip and a tiny bit on my chin. Now I'm gonna blend out in the opposite order I applied in. So I'm gonna blend out my chin first, then my lip. Make sure it's really blended. My nose. Okay, and my forehead. Making sure to blend this out, especially. Okay, and my under eyes. For my under eyes, I like to lean my head down and then look up at my mirror. That way I can see what I'm doing and still get my under eye blended. Now I'm gonna take my Fit Me powder and set under my eyes. This is gonna help really brighten it. And I probably put a little too much, but that's okay. I always do. I'm gonna first prioritize under my eyes. I'm illiterate. You guys gotta work with me. And then whatever is left, I'm going to pounce that onto the other places I concealed. I'm gonna lightly go down the nose. But yeah. Okay, and now that is all set. Now that that is all set, I'm going to take my Morphe setting powder and I'm going to take a big fluffy brush. I'm going to stipple all around. Run a little bit of that darker powder under my eyes just to tone down the brightness if I've overdone it. But to really make sure my nose is powdered because that's where I sweat the most and that's where my makeup slips off first. So after that, I am gonna do my under eyes. For my under eyes, I don't know if Jacob even put on eyeliner, but that's what I'm going to do to kind of simulate Benny being under my eye without actually having it there. So I'm just gonna take my beauty blender and use that to hold my eye. And I'm going to put this on my waterline. I might do this off camera, honestly, because it gets real ugly. And, you know, you don't need to see that. You don't want to see it. I'm now taking Boutique on this tiny flat brush, and I'm just going to smoke it all under the eye, bringing it right into the inner corner as well. I'm then taking tea on this angled brush. I'm gonna put that right under where I had put Boutique. I'm smoking this out really far, actually. And I honestly think I might have had something else on this brush, as you can see, but that's okay. I mean, with me, I either forget something or mess something up. And it looks like I just left an imprint with my finger. How good of me, because I'm a booty guru. I'm then taking a pencil brush, and I picked up a little bit of the shade Face, and I'm going to spray it with some setting spray, 2 little spritz, and I'm going to use that as my inner corner highlight. And after that, I'm going to pop on some lower lash mascara. And we'll move on to my contour and highlight. Okay, so this is what I'm looking like. I use the Milk Kush mascara for my lower lashes. And now we are going to move on to contour and highlight. I think Jacob had blush in his picture, but I don't wear blush because I'm not really a big fan of it. It doesn't really look cute on me to me. But anyways, I'm going to be using this little fluffy brush and the Morphe Bronzer Duo. Is that it? It's the Morphe Contour Duo. You know, it's got the little shimmer and then the deep shade. I'm going to take that on my brush and I'm gonna apply that to my cheeks. I do it like right above my cheekbone, and I go halfway towards my mouth. To highlight, I actually use a paintbrush. I never used it on paint, but it reminds me of a highlighting brush, and so I use it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to, where did I put the setting spray? Anyways, I'm going to set my face. I'm gonna give it a couple spritz. Okay, I'm gonna let it dry for just a tiny bit because I hate with when I have a fresh coat of setting spray, and I know the purpose is for the highlighter to stick, but I hate when it's like this spot that won't blend. So I wait a couple seconds. Okay, and then I'm going to pick up a little bit of face, same as I used for my inner corner. I'm gonna highlight my cheekbones. Yes, ooh, gorgeous. I'm just gonna softly blend that. I'm gonna do the same for the other side. This side is never highlighted as good as my left side because I'm left-handed, but it's all right because my cheekbones are popping. Yes. And then I'm gonna do a little bit on the Cupid's bow, and I'm going to generously apply that. Yes. For my nose, I take my ring finger and apply it to the tip and to this little dip I have right here, just so that when I highlight, it can bring my nose forward because I have no nose bridge. Yes. Apply a little bit more. Okay. And now for lips. Jacob, he had a really pink lip gloss. The best I have is this little cheek and lip stick. I got it as a free sample for my birthday, so I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna apply it a little bit, see how I'm vibing with it. It's kind of cute. I feel like his was a tiny bit more hot pink, but it's okay. And then I can never find my lip gloss, so I'm going to put on Vaseline if I can find that. It's somewhere around here. Like, I just used it earlier this morning, so give me a sec. So I have some Vaseline here on my fingy. I'm just gonna spread that around. You know, Vaseline will always be the struggle gloss. I use it all the time when I can't find any chapstick or a lip gloss, because it's moisturizing and no one can tell. Well, you can kind of tell that it's not an actual lip gloss, but it's still pretty cute. Now I'm just cleaning up my lips a little bit. And then I'm gonna take the final photos in my bathroom and we will see how I did. So here is the look side by side. I think I could use a bit more of that darker shade, but it's still pretty cute to me. Go follow me and Jacob on Instagram and subscribe to my channel. Make sure you comment. Good nighty.